Yo dudes, let's get right into the basics of Pocket Platformer. So for starters, you can see the game screen here. It's where you'll see the game, you'll play the game, all that fun stuff. Now if you press the arrow buttons around the level counter, you can see the title screen, the default level 1, and the game end screen. It lets you navigate the levels, the scenes you have available. You can also add new levels with the plus button to the right of the level counter, which will prompt a trash can button to appear if it's like a level 1 or level 2. This will let you delete unwanted levels. You cannot, however, delete the title screen, the game over screen, game end screen, and you have to have at least one level. I mean, it's kind of hard to play a game without any levels on the title screen or an end game screen. And to the far right of those, you'll see a little button with some colors in it. This lets you change the game's background color and the game's text color. Currently, you cannot choose different colors for level to level, but you can always get the source code, tinker with the engine yourself, and make it available. Or wait until it becomes a feature if it does in the future. And in the actual level scenes, you'll see a stretch window looking button appear. This lets you change the dimensions of your levels. Pretty cool stuff. You can make horizontal levels or more vertical based levels, or both. Another cool feature that would be kind of nice to see, if possible in the future, is like moving levels. Alright, so moving on. Now, if you jump over to the right and see the settings box, yeah, we'll be skipping over the building tools and the draw window for now, but we'll get to those later, promise. The settings box, however, holds a ton of useful information you'll want to tinker with for your own games. You got the game's name. It'll let you change the name of your game. It'll change the title screen name and the name of the exported file. That's pretty critical information for most games. The ending message lets you change the text displayed at the end of your game, not the collectible counter or the time or death stamp, but the top little message that'll appear. Now, if you open up player attributes, the little drop-down menu, there's tons of options to mess around with. You got jump, which is a boolean that'll let you enable or disable jumping. Wall jump, which is also a boolean, but it lets you enable or disable the wall sliding and jumping features. And then dash is the final ability boolean that lets you enable or disable dashing. Now, checkmark means it's active, it's on, it's true. And when the checkmark's not there, it means it's off, it's inactive, it is not true. This thing may seem like common sense to most people, but just in case you didn't know, now you know. Max speed is also the top speed your player will be able to reach. Acceleration is how fast your player will hit that max speed. In-air acceleration is how fast your player will hit that max speed. While in air, will you keep accelerating in air or do you stop in air? Slipperiness is how much your player will slide around. Maximum value makes the ground like ice. Lowest value is the opposite. Now, air slipperiness is the same as slipperiness but for in the air. So, how much you'll move in the air display inputs. Now, I've messed with this a bit. I didn't see any drastic changes, personally. But that doesn't mean there isn't changes. You'll have to mess around with and just see for yourself, see how things feel, and work from there. Now, jump height is the value of your total jump height. This tool has variable jump. So you can jump lower if you tap the button, or you can jump longer if you hold the button. And those are all the player attributes that you'll be able to have access to in this engine. Now, it would be really nice to see settings like gravity and jump power and more control over the jump. If you tap the button, is it a super jump right away, and then holding it is even crazier, or the duration of how long you can hold that button for that jump. Those would be kind of nice things to have available. Moving on though, you can also add music if you click the drop down menu right there. You just need a URL to a direct download to play the song. I have not gotten this to work out yet. I've used SoundCloud and Google Drive, and I think Dropbox as well, and I couldn't get it to work, but I also had a massive headache when I was messing with that, and I'm not super into I'm not really great at URL based kind of stuff, but if you can figure it out and get it working, awesome. Alright, then at the bottom, you'll see import, which lets you re-import your game and keep working on it, and export, that lets you take your game on the go and keep it for later to distribute online or just play it. Finally, there's the Twitter and Discord links, we're gonna cover the build tools and spread editor later on. And since this video covers quite a bit already, we're not gonna focus on even more. We're just gonna get you through the basics and maybe into the Twitter or the Discord if you guys want to chat it up with more people from the community. Now, if you like this kind of content, you can always hit like, or if you want to see more content, hit subscribe, because both those help boost the videos through the algorithm of YouTube, which lets more people see this kind of content. More people will be able to see the tutorials and be able to learn about the engine and play with it, have a lot of fun. So do those two things if you are into this kind of content, and I'll see you guys on the next one.